In case you've forgotten, my name is Jonny and I work for Niscu, that's the Northern Interschools Christian Union, and it's great to be able to send you a Christmas video for the third year running, if you have been in the school long enough and you remember the ones from previous years. I wonder how many ways you can think of to use the word season. Probably what first comes to mind is the quite scientific 4 divisions of the year: spring, summer, autumn and winter. It's fairly obvious. To take that a bit further though, you might consider a specific season in terms of the climate. So for instance, the rainy season, which of course in England is most of the year. Or it could refer to a more specific time period, such as when an activity is undertaken, like my personal favourite, the cricket season. Or perhaps for you, it reminds you of watching lots of TV, having a great binge, and of your favourite TV series and a season of that series. Or finally, maybe you think of the more archaic meaning of the word, which really means basically an indefinite period of time, simply a while. And maybe you might attribute that to the season that we are currently in, the Advent or Christmas season. As I think back on my life, I can think about different seasons that I've been in, maybe my time in primary school or high school, or my time at university. I also think about the new season that I have recently entered, because just a couple of months ago I got married, which was a very big change. Some of those seasons were characterised or marked by changes that occurred in my life, things I learned or discovered maybe. Or some were simply marked by the waiting for the next period to begin. The word season, though, originally comes from the Latin word cereare, if I've pronounced that correctly, which means to sow. A person sows seed in a field or a garden and waits for it to fruit when they can eat the produce. So if we describe Advent as a season, a time of waiting, expectation, preparation, with Christmas as the big feast at the end, then I wonder what is being sown. Christians today tend to focus on 4 virtues during Advent: love, joy, hope, and peace. These are 4 things that I think we usually see at Christmas. First, there is the giving of gifts to friends and family, an expression of love to them. Not the only way, but a good one. There is shared food and games, time together, with many joyful activities. Third, there is the looking forward to the new year with a sense of hope, hopefully, for better times to come. And then there is peace, as we rest from work, from school, from activities, and we enjoy stillness and maybe a sense of some of the simpler things of life. But to have all of these things, we must first sow them. So we must work on our relationships so that love can flourish. We must work on our attitude so that joy can abound. We must work on our expectations so that we can have hope for the future. And we must work on our actions and our time so that we can really appreciate periods of peace and rest. Now, interestingly, no one is quite sure when the Advent season was first established, but it seems to be connected to a guy named Bishop Perpetuus of Tours, who was born in AD 461, so sometime after the time of Jesus. He established a fast, a period of time when things, especially food, is given up to help people focus on other things. Nowadays, it seems that Advent is as much filled with chocolate, parties, activities as Christmas is, and our ability to wait and have patience for things is much less. We want things to happen quickly or even immediately. And I wonder if maybe bringing back Bishop Perpetuus's fast might help us to spend more time sowing those good things and then appreciating Christmas more. In the Bible, in the book of Micah, who was a prophet that lived many hundreds of years before Jesus, it says, "But as for me, I will look to the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me." When Jesus was born, many people didn't recognize him or his significance. For the Jews awaiting a promised Saviour, this baby born in a stable in Bethlehem was not what they were expecting. Words often read in churches at Christmas from the beginning of the Gospel of John say this about Jesus: "The true light that gives light to everyone was coming into the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. Yet to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God." I wonder this year if we will all have Christmases a little different to usual. As things become more expensive at the moment, we may all be considering having Christmases a little simpler than in previous years, and we may all have to be content with less at this time, fewer presents perhaps, or less chocolate. But the quantity of love and joy and hope and peace doesn't have to change. Our expectations for Christmas might have to be different, but no less good. However, this means taking time in this season to sow those good things as we work on our relationships, on our attitudes, our expectations and our actions. And then, if we look for those good things closely, especially, I believe, by recognizing them in Jesus, the one Christmas is really all about, we can be confident of finding them. I pray in this season that you will experience bounteous amounts of love and joy and hope and peace. God bless you. Have a very happy Christmas.